Morning everybody, it's Laura here at the Florida Patriot 71 channel, and I wanted to come at you guys with a video this morning. I have a couple of topics I want to go over. I will start with my preparedness for the storm and what the storm is doing and all that. I'm not a weatherman and I don't proclaim to be. I just am repeating things that I've seen, so that's all I'm doing. I did decide to stay. I'm staying because I have a dog that's mom is a nurse, and so she's on lockdown at the hospital, and she contacted me beforehand and asked me if I would take Simon, and at the time things didn't look so bad, and we had decided to stay, and so I said I would. So of course I had to fulfill that commitment, but also, where do you go with a 100-pound dog? And it's just like I said to you guys about having your dogs ready to leave home or being able to leave home. My dog is not. Like, there's not a place I'm going to go that's going to welcome me with my 100-pound boxer lab mix that I am actually having a little bit of hard time with controlling right now. So, leaving just really isn't an option for me. And I'm in a house that I have not been in for a storm like this. I was here for Matthew. I've been here 6 years. So I was here for Matthew. And we lived in a one-bedroom apartment that was 3 stories, and it had been there 35 years, so we felt comfortable staying, and we did. Matthew turned out not being quite so bad for us. We never lost power. We did have a little bit of flooding, but it wasn't horrible. It wasn't anything uncontrollable. So this house is new for us, and I'm not sure what's going to happen, and quite frankly, I probably am stupid for staying. I mean, right now it's looking pretty rough. And it's funny, but a lot of people are saying it's going to smack right into Mar-a-Lago, which is, kind of saying something also. I don't know what that says, but it's saying something. And anybody that, I will be leaving some links in the pinned comments if I am that, you guys know, I am like really technologically stupid and I have a really hard time, so I'm going to do the best I can to do all these things for you. I was watching West Virginia Prepare Mine last night, and she was talking about that too. Like, I guess I'm not alone, that there are other people that have, as hard a time as I do. I feel like I'm alone in this world with the technology. It's not friendly to me. I'm like the outdoors and the animals and stuff like that. This stuff is not my wheelhouse. I did what I could, and I did what I had to for my business that I owned before, but I knew how to do my specific things. I didn't do a lot of researching online or any of that, so, I'm talking Word and Excel and that kind of stuff I'm good with. But this stuff is way out of my wheelhouse. So I even had somebody send me Doomsday Davy. Thank you so much for sending me the artwork. I appreciate you so much. I tried to resize it for my thing, and I couldn't do it. That's how stupid I am. So I kind of need to get up with you, which I know I'm terrible about answering my email. Also, I'm sorry, guys. I really am. I'm going to try to get so much better at this because I love you all and I want to get back to you. I appreciate everyone that watches and that came over from Marfugel TV and sub to me, even though I know that you're not into my content. Like, I know there's a lot of people that aren't into my content. I'm having a hard time getting to that 1,000 mark. I don't feel like anybody else has had such a hard time, but it is what it is. I not doing this for monetization. You guys know that. That's one reason why I am not coming to you all the time and that I can't participate in every chat. West Virginia was talking about this too. I'm definitely a stealth watcher. Like, I am, trust me that I am watching all of you all the time. I am just not always able to touch my phone. I have really dirty hands a lot. And I'm also not able to just get on my phone. I feel like every time I'm looking down, typing something, there's 2 brown eyes looking up at me like, Mommy, you work for me right now. So I really have a hard time doing all these things. And I wish I had more time. There's never enough time in a day. And when I lay my head down at night, I literally am asleep like that. Like, it's that quick. So anyway, let me get on. So with the hurricane, yes, we're staying. We've done everything we had to do or could do. I am going to take you outside and show you a couple things just because, it's the way I am. You guys know I'm 100% real with this. We put up the hurricane shutters. Oh my goodness. What is the light doing? Oh wow, that's really crazy. What is the light doing? Oh, there we go. I put up the hurricane shutters. I put them up. I did not put them up. My man put them up and shut down the ones that, you know, are just pull down. Some of them are pull down awnings. Some of them are the slats you put up. So I did that, or, you know, we did that. We do have some water on backup. My man does pools. I think I told you guys that. He does some pool work. So we get these drums for free, basically. So we do have those filled and ready. Of course, I picked up all the dog poop and debris out of my yard. So there are a few palms on the ground where the boys have been playing today. And my man reinforced the fence. We didn't build the fence, and it's not really well done. So he tried to reinforce it as best he could. Obviously, I cleaned up my porch and took everything away that I usually have, and I'm just leaving the table to last minute because we do smoke out here and everything. So anyway, that's my preparedness. Like, I hope I did okay. Of course, you guys know I have enough food and water. Like, that's not an issue. Dog food and water isn't an issue. I'm really worried about storm surge. We're about, I would say, 5 feet above sea level. I probably have an app that I could get that would tell me that. So I know that we're definitely really close to sea level down here. So anyway, that's my preparedness. Wait, I hope that light comes. There we go. That's my preparedness, and that's what I did. So I'm hoping for the best. I did fill up, of course, you know, I did even fill up trash cans, all that kind of stuff with water because, you know, flushing, dogs, washing, whatever happens. There were people during Matthew that were out for 2 weeks of power. So, I mean, it can happen. And I'm not Central Florida prepper kind of prepared. I'm not. But I do have personal protection right at hand. I have the dogs. And, you know, we're going to rough it. We're going to see what happens. All right. So, one thing I did want to mention about the storm and about, like, you know, how we do and we have sought out this whole time from like the even before the 1900s, there were articles that Mike Morales had shown on his channel about controlling the weather, and we've been doing it for years. Other countries have been doing it for years and centuries. And to think that we aren't or can't is absolutely, I feel like that's just, you know, I feel like you haven't seen enough documentation, or I don't know. If most people I feel like here do watch Richie from Boston, I hear him mentioned all the time. So I know you guys watch him too. And I woke up to Richie, and I have stayed with him this whole time because I love how real he is. I feel like he's just a really genuine person. When he says he's an asshole with a laptop, I am an idiot with an iPhone. Like, it's real. But anyway, him and Mike Morales, in Truth by Grace, there's a lot of great creators out there that are doing excellent weather videos and excellent sea trail videos. So I'm not going to go over all that stuff. You guys know where to find them. I'll also pin some links in the description for that, or in the comments for that too. As far as my dogs and how I prepared, you know, you all, I mean, this is like crunch time. This is like what we do, and this is the time that we do it for. You know what I mean? But what I did was, and this is my, you know, kind of our stuff too, but, and this is another thing I want to discuss. This dog that I'm watching is on Prozac, guys. Prozac. The freaking dog. I have at least 3 dogs that are medicated every day. Guys, they're even medicating our dogs. Like, I just don't know what's up with that. And the funny thing is, he's a happy little camper. Of course, maybe that's why he's medicated. So I don't know if it's wrong or right. I'm just saying it's a lot of medication going around this world. But anyway, most of mine is just vitamins. But I have everybody's important documents. I have their health records. I have their vet contact information. I haven't actually put their tags on them yet because I don't keep them on them because they're playing in the yard. But I'm about to do that right after this. I do have some inside stuff that I haven't done yet because we've been so worried about the outside. And get everything. Yes, my kitchen is really ugly. Well, the whole house is not beautiful, but it's functional for me, and that's why we liked it so much. So that's why we did it. I mean, it's not a beautiful house. It has those, and I wanted to ask you guys this because I know a lot of Floridians watch, and they may have this floor in other states, but this is the only place. I'm a floor covering person from back east. I mean, up north, and I never even really dealt with this in the 23 years I did floors. But this terrazzo floors, is there anything I can do to make it look better? Like, they're very functional. You're not going to hurt them, and they're super, super functional floors. But they're so ugly, guys. I mean, they're so ugly. And all you can really do is put rugs over it, or if you wanted to, I mean, I could put laminate over it, but it, you know, money. So, and rugs, you know how it is with dogs. Like, I have dogs that come here and their parents say they're potty trained, but something happens in their head when their parents leave and when they get in a different place and they're not as potty trained as their parents think they are. My service dog pees on my floor more than anyone. No, you tell me. So, anyway, that's all the dog preparedness as well. You know, you should always think about having, like, maybe their special toys or things that they like. Like, my Levi loves to chew bones, so I have, like, some extra bones for him. And Asher's a big toy guy, so, you know, I would always grab a few toys for Asher. But, like, a blanket they think of as security, a bed they like or they sleep in. If you can at all take those things, it would help them to feel just a little bit more comfortable in the surroundings you're going to. Again, I'm saying this out of knowledge, but not able to do, because again, I'm going to tell you, I cannot take my dog and leave this house. We're going down with the ship, and that's just how it is. That's why I do feel the way I do about what I base this channel on, because I am not as prepared as I should be with a dog, and I don't think any of us, you know, a lot of us don't think about that first, because we're so worried about saving ourselves and our spouses, and you know, it's kind of a trickle-down kind of thing, and the dog is probably, I mean, let's face it, sometimes it has to be that thing. Like, not all of us have, like, if you have a hard time providing for yourself in this kind of scenario, it certainly is going to be hard for you to provide for your dog in this scenario. So I get that, and that's why I'm doing this. I wanted to come to you guys with cheaper alternatives, things you can do that are holistic, that you might not have to use so many medications for your dog. You know, a lot of things that you can do that, so you don't have to spend an arm and a leg. That, like the sites that I went over with you, if anybody wants to see that again, I'd be glad to do it. You know, those medical sites where you can get those flea and tick, like in Florida, you have no choice about flea and tick control. Like, it's murder on your dog. You have to do it year round. And those medications, if you have to have a vet's prescription, gets pretty costly on a couple of dogs, especially if you have big ones. So anyway, just wanted to go over that with you guys. I think it's all pretty much like common sense stuff, things that you would do anyway. A couple of things that are like completely, well, first I'll go over the 5G with you guys. I've been telling you that I was going to bring you some information on 5G and what the 5G effects on your dog are and the things that you can do to minimize that. I'm going to say to you right off the bat that it's very hard to find. Okay, also, you know, tech-tard that I am, you guys might even find out stuff better than I can, because I want to tell you that it's hard to find tests and scientific data on animals as far as house animals. You know, of course you can find the lab rats, but I'm talking about, you know, household pets and how they are affected by 5G. I will say that most everything I saw did say that the same effects that it has for us, it's going to have for them. Some things are going to be worse for them, some things are going to be less, but there's nothing in this planet that wants RF radiation at that level. Not plants, not animals, nothing wants that, and nothing can take that. Doing the research for the dogs, I'm telling you, I was shocked to find out. Do you guys know that your digital clocks that you keep in your bedroom on your nightstand, they give out RF radiation. What else was it? Oh, fluorescent lights. Your cordless phones that you have for landlines, they do too. Of course, your microwave ovens do. And this is one thing I was thinking of when I was doing this research. So they said microwave ovens are pretty much your safest RF radiation in your house because they are built to, you know, keep it enclosed, right? If they're able to enclose it in a microwave, why aren't they trying to do these things on the Wi-Fi boxes and all of this stuff? Like, if that technology exists or those things exist to protect the microwave, why aren't we doing it and other things? Like, that was one question that I came up with when I was doing this that I haven't found an answer to. The other thing too is, I know everybody knows that you keep your Wi-Fi boxes and your phone's charging at night, not on your nightstand, obviously, for, you know, your health. But also, wherever your dog's bed is, you should not have it by any of those things either, which gets hard. You know what I mean? Especially if you have a dog that sleeps in a crate or a dog that doesn't sleep with you at night. Like if your dog sleeps in your room, which I have to admit, this has happened to me over the last couple months since we moved here. The dogs have absolutely been sleeping with us. And I think that's part of my problem with Asher. And we actually had to get a king-size bed because it was just too much. But yeah, keeping their beds away from that. And if you can keep your boxes on an exterior wall, it does go through interior walls. The military has done over 2,000 studies of what this does to people, and it's not good, not any of it. And the worst part is we're relying on WHO is the World Health Organization, is the person is the head of putting out the information about these things. So clearly we don't know if the information we're getting is correct. And now that Google guy came out and said, oh, we already knew, that we all already knew was going on, is going on, you can't trust not anything you read. You can't trust any of the research. I mean, you have to have 4 or 5 different sources saying the same thing before you can even begin to trust even your own research. So it's like, it's very tough to know what's real and what's fake anymore. They can just fake anything they want. I mean, that goes into that deep fake thing. I don't know if any of you guys have seen any of the videos on the deep fake stuff. And I'm not clear as to exactly what it is. I know you guys know that I listen while I work. So a lot of times I will miss pieces and parts. And yeah, there goes Steve, headed to the garage. Yeah, so, you know, you gotta, I don't know, your research is pending change. You know what I mean? That's what I feel like. My research is pending change. So, but yeah, it does absolutely affect brain function for you. So it's going to absolutely affect their brain function as well. It does, it's really bad for the circulatory system. You know, people that already have high blood pressure and issues like that, and circulation issues in general, which I do, it's going to affect you. The 5G was, I mean, it was developed as a weapon. It was developed in the military as a weapon. So anybody telling you any different from that, I know that's true. Every single thing I have seen has gone back to the military came up with this as a weapon. And now they're dialing it down for residential use. One thing I did want to, other thing I wanted to say, remember this is a dog channel, but this is also just sharing information channel, you guys. That's what it's about. And I wanted to say something about this thing about CTs, you know, theorists, being DTs, domestic, you know, T's. And that puts us in a whole nother realm, guys. That puts us in a realm where they can hold you without any charges. I think it's indefinite. I'm thinking that now. I'm just saying, I think that. This is what I'm ascertaining. But I'm not sure that's true. I mean, I might be wrong, and you guys can let me know. But I do think that they can hold you a long time. And they can do all kinds of things to you. And where they're holding you is not just a nice little regular prison. And yeah, I know. I mean, I know what regular prison is like. So I'm just saying, it's not like that. That would be a cakewalk compared to where you would be held. And where we come off getting whole swaths of people and labeling them something when they did nothing wrong. I mean, you cannot question any narrative without being a DT. Like, what is going on here, guys? I think we really need to wake up and pay attention to that one, because that one's going to get us all. And, you know, it's so funny because everybody's like, freedom of speech until it's something you don't want to hear from somebody else, and then it's like you don't think they should have freedom of speech. Guys, it's one or it's all. It's slippery slope, and I feel that way. I'm going to protect your right to say what you will just as much as I'm going to protect my right to say what I need to, because we have to watch out for each other. That's what this family is about. We don't all agree on everything, and we all, I mean, there's flat earthers, there's not. There's Christians, there's not. There's Satan. I don't know if there's Satan worship. I hope not. I would doubt it. But anyway, what I'm saying is, we all come from all different backgrounds. we come together under Marfugal TV and Marfugal News as our, he is our leader of our Mafia. And, you know, we all started, I mean, I know I started this channel because of him. I would not have done it had it not been for Adam. And I would not have felt like anything that I had was to say was important if it hadn't been for all of you guys. Oh, and that's one thing. The whole reason I did this today, I do want to show you, talk to you a little bit about Asher and how, you know, what we're doing with him. We have been working together as a team to put his growling away. I will tell you that he has actually done it to his dad a couple times, and his dad has seen it, how serious it can be. On the other side of that, I have noticed with Asher playing with his little brother, he's gotten a lot more vocal. It used to be you just heard Levi, because Levi is like little chihuahua in him, and he like, you know, real loud, and he's obnoxious like me. And then Asher was more subdued like his dad. Like, it's literally our personalities. We're kind of like the dog's personalities in that way. And they cling to each other like that too. It's really weird. But I think maybe a lot of it is that he is just getting more vocal in his life. Like, he's found his voice. But regardless of that, he should not be growling at mom or dad. You know what I mean? We all know. So, we've been working together on that. I haven't done any more muzzle training with him because I wanted to be able to do it all with you guys. Asher! Sorry, I probably just yelled in your ear. Oh, hey, guys, what do you think of my shirt? Russian bot. Right? Is that not the funniest shit? I got that just to wear for you guys. Is that funny? Asher, come here. So, yeah, we didn't do anything with this since you guys were here last. And I don't know if you can see him. Here, I might have to put this down here. I don't know how the light will be anywhere because the light was really cruddy today because there's no outside light. Oh, that's better. Okay, so we're going to hold it just how it goes for him, how it would go on him. And we're going to go right through the mouth of it again with his treats. And he's going to have to work for it this time. I want him to have to stick his little nose in there a little farther this time than we did last time. We're just going to give him a chance to really get to know it and get a feeling for it before we ever even think about, we won't put any straps on, you know, for quite a few lessons. And because I want to do this with you guys, this will probably stretch out way longer than it would have to go. You could do these sessions back to back, day after day, and this process would go much quicker. This speed actually probably works for Asher. Asher's very smart, and he remembers things a long, long time. He remembers things from when he was a puppy all the time. You can see it in him. So I'm not too worried about that with him. I'm just going to do it with you guys at his pace. I also was going to do with you guys today, and I can't because I'm not going to do outside today. But I wanted to show you guys some submissive training that I was starting with Asher. I'm starting over like the puppy thing with him because of the behavior. He's trying to go around it because of his behavior. I might have gotten this. I don't know what I'm doing here. I probably shouldn't talk and try to do something at the same time. Yeah, so I've got that thing all the way on his nose trying to get that treat. Oh! We dropped it. We dropped it. We sacrificed. The whole inside of this thing is soaked now from him looking at it. But eventually we'll even put like peanut butter on the front 2 bars and let him stick his nose all the way in. So he's plainly knows that this thing isn't going to hurt him. And he's just not too worried about it. Like, and no dog wants their nose stuck in there. I'm not sure I got the right size either. So I will work on that when, you know, between now and the next time we train together. And also, for the submissive training, I'll just go over this with you guys verbally because I need to do it out in the grass with Asher. I can't just roll him over on this hard floor. He's a little bit sensitive too. You know, he's a very big boy, getting down and up. Even at the young age he is, I can already see it starting to be a thing for him. In fact, I've scaled back his diet a little bit because I don't want him to be heavy at all. He's too tall, he's too big, and his legs have to work too hard. But anyway, when you have a new puppy and they're 8, 10, 12 weeks old, rolling them over on their back and rubbing their bellies and looking at them in their eye and making sure you're superior and on top. and always doing that with them just for a few seconds at a time, and doing it during playtime, just like doing the treats with the muzzle. You know, you do that when you're having fun with your dog, but it's a little serious at the same time. You know, you are looking at them with the dominant expression, and